So from there, this is just a brief expert. We're going to go into some Q&A at this point. And so we'll open up Q&A and take some questions from the audience.
I have a question. First question is, what is the best source for further information on online advertising?
Right. There's a lot of great aggregators of information out there. One of my favorite aggregators of information is ClickZ. They have a daily blog as well as newsletter that comes out that really captures a lot of the changes in the marketplace. It's a very dynamic marketplace, so be prepared to learn a lot. The other thing you'll hear a lot about is another great resource is the IAB website. So this is the standards body for online advertising. You'll read all the latest developments there. They have a monthly meeting and weekly sub-chair meetings that they put all the information up there. If you're technically inclined, so a lot of these things about getting in-stream advertising to work with your player or your video, openvideoplayer.com is a technical website that actually has source code that'll let you implement the IAB standards into your existing video players, whether that's Flash or Silverlight. Another great resource that I like to follow some blogs like Fierce Video and New TV.
Another question about CPMs. What is a more realistic CPM average? It looks like your figures are for very high-end sites and video.
Sure. So the number we saw with the $43 CPM, it definitely was for premium content owners. So think about people that maybe have a broadcast model on traditional television, and they're bringing their content online. And so that was what we kind of call premium content. Let's say maybe you're a how-to site, or you're a pro-am site, or you're a site that's a step above UCG but not that premium content level. You can expect two things to happen. One is you may not have your own sales force for your ads, so therefore you'll be using a third-party video ad network. If you're using a third-party video ad network, expect to split some of that revenue. So your gross probably won't be as high, and your net definitely won't be as high. So you could factor in something more in the $15 to $20 range if you're that next tier down of video websites.
Another question. This is about unsold inventory. We're under pressure to make money on our website and have a bunch of unsold inventory. We're arguing about whether we should lower our price and sell to junk advertisers or hang in there until the market turns around.
Sure. So one of the other problems that some sites have is, if you have just one advertiser on your site, you're going to have some frequency problems. You're going to kind of saturate your audience with one type of ad. So one way to handle that is you can open up your ad inventory to what they call ad networks and bring in multiple ad networks. And I think it's unfair to classify all the ad networks as junk inventory. I think a lot of the ad networks actually have terrific advertisers, and they're able to bring a premium advertiser to your site, and those are the ones that you want to try to focus on and work with. So a great example there is somebody like a ScanScout. ScanScout actually does a lot of targeting, a lot of frequency capping, a lot of contextual targeting, these type of things with their ads. So they actually bring fairly high CPMs to both the publisher, and they bring a very high-quality audience to the advertiser. And their technology works very well, providing a lot of options on the creative side. So I think if you're going to use an ad network, really don't think of them as I'm throwing away or giving remnant inventory, and I'm going to get something that's kind of junk advertising. Just because you use an ad network or use a third party to help sell your ads doesn't mean that they're going to bring you lower rent advertisers. You want to still try to appeal to higher rent advertisers. What you'll find is if you take on, for instance, certain types of alcohol ads or certain types of, other type of advertising, that actually will make certain top brand advertisers preclude you from their media buys. So you want to make sure that you keep a high quality advertiser on your site.
Another one, is there a way for my small company to access high-end advertisers or a skateboard site?
Sure. So I think a great example there is if you look at Pure Video. Pure Video has some site like Grind Television. Grind Television has created a very good niche in the extreme sports spot. And so there's a lot of advertisers in that vertical that want to advertise, for instance, a Nike. And so if you create an audience that's very desirable for advertisers, they may take away just the CPM limitations because you don't have that audience that supports that type of model and go to a more sponsored type model. So another great example there of somebody I think that does a really good job at kind of silo marketing is Surfline. Surfline attracts a lot of the surf sponsorships, and they have kind of the premier site destination for the hardcore surf crowd. And so the advertisers that want to get out of that crowd are willing to pay a premium. So actually some of the smaller sites can get rates much higher than that $43 because they have a niche audience that's very desirable to advertisers. And advertisers feel that they're appealing to their core buyers by being associated with a very authentic, popular site for their core.
Another question is a way to aggregate content out there and become a niche player. Someone just actually asked that question. Are there examples of people who have done that and successfully sold advertising out there?
Sure, absolutely. So one of the things out there is, as an individual content owner, especially if you're a smaller individual content owner, the amount of new content that you can produce in a week might just be a few hours. And one of the things that you want to have is you want to have a pretty robust site as far as having a lot of different types of content. So a great example of that would be that you may want to bring in news stories. So let's say you're doing a hockey site and you want to focus all of the content, not just on the NHL, but maybe the junior leagues. You want to have local hockey news sorted. So you can use providers like Vox and others, which actually aggregate a lot of content. So think of it historically as kind of like the AP News, but they aggregate a lot of different content from around the country. And they actually, you can do a revenue sharing agreement where you can bring in their content to your site, provide a very expansive list of content that's going to appeal to your core base, mix in your own original content there, and then sell the advertising with the help either of that third-party aggregator or yourself to monetize the whole experience. And then you have a very niche site, but you're getting a premium CPM because you're providing kind of a core audience. And you have a great content offering that consumers will keep coming back to your site because you're basically doing the utility of bringing together everything they want to watch in one location.
Is there a marketing or ad agency who seems forward-thinking in putting their clients into the products you showed?
There's a lot of great examples. Crispin Porter, I think one of the great examples out there early on was Burger King. They did a great thing called Subservient Chicken. It was a great website. And the ads became a destination site in their own. So Crispin Porter's a great example. There's also a lot of just really fun interactive companies out there. So you think of companies like FI out in New York. They're doing a lot of really cool microsites for companies like Nintendo. You think about companies like Schematic, who are doing really expansive, almost software applications that incorporate video and other types of advertising. So I think the interactive market has never been stronger in terms of the talent at the agencies. And I think even the bigger traditional media buyers and things are starting to either acquire or build that talent in-house. So we're starting to see that the major advertisers aren't just doing, repurposing their television ads for the web, and they're actually starting to do a very, very interactive creative. So another great example would be the OMD and tequila combination here in Santa Monica. They've done a lot of great ads for Apple and others online that have won a lot of awards and things. So I think the talent is really catching up with the technology and what's possible with advertising online. And so definitely, call your existing agency, see what the latest and greatest in online advertising is, but also look to the web. Things like the Webby Awards and others will give you an idea of what type of talent is out there and how you can get involved with them.